Canned meats are literally the best prep that you can stockpile. I'm not kidding, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But there's some things you need to know about this, and I'm going to say to the end some vital information you have to know. But either way, we love canned meats. We have lots of them. I'm going to show you 7 canned meats you're going to want to make sure you stockpile, and stockpile lots of. And I'll even talk about a couple at the end you'll probably want to stay away from. All right, so first off, number 1 in America, people love chicken. They love chicken more than any other meat. They buy more chicken than anything else. Chunk breast chicken, this is obviously great value. It's not the best texture meat in the world. This one isn't. But honestly, if crap hits the fan, it's still going to be fine with it. It still tastes good. I like mixing it with things. But chicken's great because it's low in saturated fats. It still has some. You're going to want to have some saturated fats, mind you. And we also get chicken, for example. We always have a variety of different places we get stuff from. Here's like Keystone chicken, which is really good stuff because I find the quality of Keystone chicken's much better. You can usually get this at Walmart. Like our Walmart up here in Michigan, they don't sell this one. At least ours doesn't. So when we go down to tournaments like in Indiana, I usually pick up our canned chicken or our Keystone stuff from there. So number 1, chicken. Number 2 is beef. I'm a beef eater, and I love beef. And when we talk about beef, here's another great value. Ooh, this one's roast beef. Delicious. And beef is really good. It's number 2, probably because it's more expensive than chicken. We have also great value corned beef, really good stuff. I want to kind of like give you a word of caution about, look at this, all meats, by the way. The ingredients for this: cooked beef, the second one's not cooked, salt, sugar, I'm not up on sugar, but sodium nitrites. Sodium nitrites cause problems with your arteries. So if you read that in the meats, you may want to at least limit how much you eat. I don't eat this corned beef very often, but I do eat it. I like it. But don't be fooled. I want you to understand that people will say, oh, this is much better for you because it doesn't have sodium nitrates, but it has celery salt in it. Celery salt, that's the source we get sodium nitrite. So they try to fool you and make it look like it's a natural ingredient, but it still does the same thing. Obviously, I have beef for Keystone as well. And I did have some shredded beef for Keystone, but I'm sorry, I ate it. I had to. It's delicious stuff. But I love Keystone because on this, ingredients, beef and sea salt. Now, they claim it'll only last, well, they said it'll last at least 5 years. It'll probably go much, much longer than that because the can, as long as it's intact, is a sealed container. You know, we'll talk more about that at the end, that canned meats and canned foods will last indefinitely. They will not expire per se as long as the can's intact. All right, next up, number 4, canned tuna. I love tuna. High proteins, it's relatively inexpensive. You can buy the cans, you can buy the pouches. The pouches last just long, by the way, as long as you don't rupture the pouch. Now, if you worry about mercury, which is a valid concern, you know what I'm saying? The bigger the tuna gets, the more it actually takes in the mercury. So the older tuna fish will actually, not tuna fish older here in the can, but the older aged fish will have more mercury. So if you buy the chunk light tuna, it's actually smaller tuna, and it actually has a less mercury content, which is good. But either way, we buy lots and lots and lots of canned tuna. Obviously, high in omega-3s is really good for you, and we stockpile tons and tons of tuna. So I put tuna in one category. I'm putting canned fish in a whole different category. And there's a bunch of different canned fish you can get besides that. Personally, we like salmon. Well, we love salmon. Salmon's a good thing. Here's some bumblebee pink salmon, really good stuff. People like mackerel and other ones too. But canned fish, again, same thing. Lots and lots of omega-3s, really good for you. In fact, if you could actually develop a diet where you eat nothing but fish all the time, you would be healthy, healthy, healthy. Number 6 is canned turkey. I love turkey. And as far as like prepping goes, turkey is the way to go. When you actually buy a turkey, you know, like usually you can get the big sales toward Thanksgiving. Well, you can prepare it and can it yourself, and it's so inexpensive. And I always recommend if you can stuff yourself, you're better to go. But if we want to talk about easy stockpiling, can's the way to go. But canned turkey, when you get it from the can, is not so cheap. It drives me nuts. I mean, it really is good, by the way. I'd rather eat the canned turkey and texture and everything than the canned chicken. Absolutely delicious. Same thing, we have some Keystone canned turkey, really good stuff too. And you can buy the can or the Keystone canned stuff online. I'll put a link for that as well. But I love canned turkey. And it is pretty popular in America, but again, it's not really inexpensive. You really think it would be since the actual meat itself is. All right, number 7. We'll get to that in a second, but I want to give you some warnings again at the end. Stay to this because there's some things you need to know about canned food and stuff that literally could cause problems. Again, we'll talk about some canned food I don't buy either. But the number 1, or this is number 7 on the list, but the best food you can buy, the best canned meat you can buy, period, end of story. If you could stockpile nothing but this, you will live a happy person. Sardines. I mean, they do look like a little fish in there. They are. If you can get past that, you're good to go. Sardines, price-wise, inexpensive. The high in essential proteins, high in essential fats. They have flavorings, different flavors in there. It's like single-size containers and servings. All kinds of really good things about sardines. It is by far the best way to go. Low in mercury too, inexpensive. Sardines are it. And again, if you can get past it, you're eating a little fishy, that's fine. Do it. Sardines are the way to go. Okay, so what would I stay away from? I try to stay away from, as much as possible, any processed meats. Like, for example, as a family, we don't eat things like Spam or Vienna sausages, any type of like something that's like luncheon meat. We stay far away from it. It will still last just as long. And if you like the taste for Spam, then fine. And I know a lot of people try to stay away from like salt content like Spam. The salt's really not to worry about. Salt, we have to have salt. It's essential. And especially we're talking about crap, it's the fan. You're drinking a lot of water because you're heavy working. You're going to need the extra salts, by the way, to be able to retain that water. Okay. The way I see it is even if you have like lots of lunch meat and Vienna sausage and stuff, it's better than nothing in crap, it's the fan. At least you have something. Okay, but here's what you need to know. When it comes to canned food, in fact, I pulled up this canned chicken and look at this. It has a big dent right here. That is not good. If you look at a can, here's a seal, here's a seal, and if you feel along the edge of it, it's here somewhere, right here. There's a seal right here in the can. If you dent those seals, bad news. This can, bad news. Now, if it just happened, it's not bad news. Go ahead and open it and eat it. But I'm going to show you a video, in fact, right here, that's going to go through what to watch for when it comes to canned food. Because canned food, I will tell you, everybody verifies this, by the way, all experts, that canned food lasts practically forever as long as the can's integrity is maintained. This one, no. The can's not rusted, all those things. So keep them in a cool, dry place, and they will last forever for you. And this video here will tell you what to look for just to make sure you don't have any bad cans in your stash. So put in the comments below, what is your favorite canned meat? I'd really like to know because there's a wide variety and it's really good stuff. I love corned beef, but again, because of the nitrates, I don't eat so much. But anyways, watch this video here so that way you can actually keep your canned meat stash forever and you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching, everybody.